Hello, this is Photography Gamer, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm reviewing Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition for the PS4. Sleeping Dogs is an open world martial arts action adventure game developed by United Front Games. You play as Wei Shen, a criminal who doubles as an undercover cop in the neon lit streets of Hong Kong. So what is the game like to play? Well, control wise it's a smooth and fluid experience considering its age, whether that be the hand-to-hand combat, vehicle handling or light parkour abilities. Also, it's the little things like left clicking the analog stick. This highlights the route on your map to a variety of available missions. It's a simple thing, but it saves you having to enter the menu to view the mission list and the map to place a marker. But back to the melee combat, Sleeping Dogs focuses on the martial arts with a variety of striking options, combos or slick counter-attacks. You can also grab an enemy and nail them with a part of the environment, like throwing them headfirst into a furnace. It's also worth mentioning the excellent 360-degree combat, which allows for counterattacks when an enemy is lining up a cheap shot. It's very similar to the Batman or Shadow of Mordor games. Now usually these open world crime games have terrible melee combat, but Sleeping Dogs is the exception to that rule. Guns are also featured as well, but they're not as ever present as in other crime games. But when you've got them you can use cover, you can use slow motion, and there's a lot of different explosive firearms and some really fun moments. So with the game being an open world version of Hong Kong, you need some way to get around. Thankfully the cars are really fun to drive with arcade type controls and motorbikes that are absolutely crazy when driven at high speed. You can enter a variety of street races, and these are, to be honest, more entertaining than most of the standalone racing games I've played lately. It's an adrenaline fueled ride with slick handling and really intense races. You can also hijack other cars or ram into them to knock them off the road as well, and that's really good fun too. So let's look at the game world, a recreation of Hong Kong. It's a nice sized world that never gets too much of a drag to travel around. For anyone who's travelled in Hong Kong, you will feel right at home. Whether that be the neon lit skyscrapers, the chaotic over and underpasses making driving a nightmare, or even the locals coughing in your face. Ah, the memories. As you progress, you'll acquire new apartments where you can sleep or change your clothing, and even view surveillance cameras that you've hacked in order to arrest criminals. The city, it does feel alive, and it has lots of little details that really add to that. From picking up a pork bun to obtain certain buffs before entering a tricky combat scenario, or heading to the club for a spot of karaoke, or attempting one of the clever puzzles that really do require some actual thought. Or just buy some sexy new wheels to cruise around the city in your new suit as you dress to impress the ladies. Speaking of the ladies, if all the crime is getting a little bit too much for you, you can always explore the abundance of love interests in the game.
Is there anything you'd like me to sing?
No thanks. Maybe next time. I should get going.
Really? So soon? You don't want me to sit on your lap and sing for you?
Well, what else do you do for fun?
Are you coming on to me?
Yeah.
That's great. Thanks. You're a pretty good photographer.
Sleeping Dogs does a pretty good job of adding some light relief, whether that be visiting a massage parlour for, a stat boost, excuse me.
You looking for a massage? I give you the special treatment.
Might as well try everything once, right?
All right. You won't regret it, baby. I promise.
Or you can just pick up your cell phone and call one of your many female friends you'll meet on your adventure, go on a date, have a photo shoot, or just try to impress them in any way. In terms of the story, it's broken down into main missions that evolve the narrative. The core story, I would say, is pretty interesting as you balance life as an undercover cop, working for the Triads as well. The story arc is well paced and it constantly throws new and shocking events your way. As you progress, your face rating will increase. This grants you access to more things like better clothing and better cars. The missions are pretty varied on the whole, and they didn't really repeat that often. There are also side missions that add some smaller bite-sized activities, and on the whole it's a very well balanced game experience. The game also features 2 DLCs that offer a little bit of light relief, but neither were particularly good when compared to the main campaign. Also, they're not integrated, they're separate in the menu, so they're not part of the campaign. But if you finish the story and you want to have a little bit more, Sleeping Dogs is a nice little addition. I didn't particularly care for them though. Visually, despite the game's age, it still looks remarkably good. The city has a nice feel, the character models are pretty good as well. Animation during the martial arts combos I thought was very nice and fluid. But again, it's during the high-speed racing and that the graphics do really stand out, as you fly through these neon-lit city centres, back streets and riveting street races. In terms of sound, the voice acting was pretty good on the whole. Yes, there were a couple of characters that were a little bit dubious, but most were absolutely fine. The cars, they've got these radio stations. There's not many, but it's not GTA, but there's still enough there to have some tunes on while you're banging around the streets. Okay, good and bad points. The good points are the story is well paced with interesting characters and plot twists. The martial arts combat is amazingly fluid and fun. The cars handle like a dream, and street racing is a game in itself. Hong Kong is recreated with a style and flavour that took me back to my time travelling there. The side quests, collectibles and other activities add value, and you've also got some nice love interests to explore. Bad points, the 2 DLCs aren't great when compared to the main campaign, and that is about it. Very little on the bad side, if anything at all. So what is the verdict? Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition is one of the greatest open world crime games I've ever played. As each hour passed, I kept thinking, this is really good, and that continued all the way to the satisfactory ending. From the first moment to the last, I absolutely loved it, whether that be the enjoyable combat, the exhilarating driving, or the compelling story. It avoids the modern trend of over-bloated game worlds with endless busywork, tedious characters and stories that no one can engage with. Sleeping Dogs does the whole package better than any other game that I've played. Sadly, we never got a sequel to it, but I do feel like now would be the perfect time. In an age where AAA games are bloated, tedious and boring, grindfest, Sleeping Dogs is an example of how to do it right. So in summary, Sleeping Dogs is a fantastic game and one I would strongly recommend. Loved it to bits. So scoring wise, Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition is a 10 out of 10, no doubt. I really hope one day we get another one because I just played this right now. I'm so delighted I played it. I'm kind of jealous of people that haven't played it because they can get to experience this for the first time. But a wonderful game. Let's get a sequel, please. Come on. Okay, that was the review. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, become a Patreon. Go on, you know you want to. This is Photography Gamer, signing off. Thank you.